Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Glacial Geek Battle Report. I am Phil, the Glacial Geek, coming to you here from Savannah Line Games in Pooler, Georgia, where I'll be fighting a 2,000-point battle between my not-able-to-be-seen Genestealer Cult and Nick's Black Templars. So the story that we've got going on here is that this planet is a recruitment world for the Black Templars, where they find their neophytes to continue the chapter going strong, and they found themselves in a Genestealer Cult uprising on the planet. So Helbrecht, believing that this is not acceptable, decided to lead a crusade himself to go cleanse the planet of the xenos and reclaim it for the chapter and for the Emperor. So that's the story that we've got going on. We are going to be playing one of the Maelstrom missions from Chapter Roof 2018, Visions of Victory. Essentially what it is it's like any other Maelstrom mission. So you've got the 6 objectives that are on the board. So we've got one here, we got one here, we got one here. We have one in the middle here. We have another one back over here. We've got another one over here. Same. So you've got the objectives that you draw from the deck. But what happens is that for every objective that you draw, you actually draw 2 cards. And your opponent gets to choose which of those 2 cards to go with, which one of the 2 that you're going to be having to achieve. So if you draw, say, Blood and Guts and Kingslayer, your opponent can choose. And if their warlord's already dead, it could be like, all right, well, I'm going to make you try to do anything. So go with Blood and Guts as opposed to taking the auto points there for Kingslayer. And so you would have to have the one that the opponent chooses, but the one that gets discarded doesn't get discarded into the discard pile. It actually gets shuffled back into the deck and can possibly be drawn again later in the game. So that's the mission, and that is the story that we're going to be playing here today. Before I go any further, though, let's show you the 2 armies that are going to be fighting it out. So for the Genestealer Cult, I'll be running a Brigade detachment and a Vanguard detachment. Leading off the Brigade detachment, I have a Patriarch, a Magos, and a Primus. We have 2 5-man Acolyte squads with a demo charge in each. We have a 20-man Acolyte squad with 4 heavy rock saws. We have 2 11-man Neophyte squads with a mining laser and a grenade launcher in each, and a 10-man Brood Brother squad with 2 flamers and a Voxcaster. We have a Locust, a Nexus, and a Kellermorph. We have 2 Cult Armored Sentinels, one with a las cannon, one with a multi-laser. We have a 4-man squad of Atalan Jackals. The leader has a demo charge and a power axe, and the other 3 have a demo charge and a shotgun. We have a Cult Chimera with a multi-laser, las cannon array, heavy bolter, hunter-killer missile, and a heavy stubber. We have 2 Goliath Rock Grinders, each with a cache of demo charges and a clearance incinerator. We have a Cult Lehman Russ with a battle cannon, heavy bolter sponsons, and a hull-mounted heavy bolter. Then for the Vanguard detachment, leading it off, we have an Abominant and an Acolyte Icon Ward. We have a Clamavis and a Sanctus with the sniper rifle. And last but not least, we have 7 Aberrants with power picks and a Hypermorph with improvised weapon. And for the Black Templars, he'll be running a Battalion detachment and a Vanguard detachment. Leading off the Vanguard detachment, we have a Captain in Gravis armor. We have a 5-man Scout squad with sniper rifles and a missile launcher. We have a 3-man Aggressor squad with Flamestorm gauntlets. And we have 2 Venerable Dreadnoughts, each with twin las cannon, fist. One has an underslung heavy flamer, and one has an underslung storm bolter. Then for the Battalion detachment, leading it off, we have Helbrecht, Emperor's Champion, and a Primaris Lieutenant with a power sword. Then we have a 5-man Intercessor squad. We have a 5-man Crusader squad with a power sword plasma pistol on one guy, a plasma gun on another, and a las cannon on another. And then a 6-man Crusader squad, 2 with chainsword and bolt pistol, 1 with a power sword and bolter, 1 with a flamer, and 1 with a power fist. We have a 5-man Reaver squad with grapnel launchers, grav shoots, heavy bolt pistol, and combat knives. We have an Assault Terminator squad, 3 with lightning claws, and 2 with Thunderhammer Storm Shield. We have a 3-man Biker squad. We have a land speeder with an assault cannon and a multi-melta. We have a 7-man Hellblaster squad. And last but not least, we have a Whirlwind with Whirlwind Vengeance Launcher and a Storm Bolter. All right, going over deployment here for the Black Templars. He has one of his Venerable Dreadnoughts over here. We've got the Bike Squad over here. We've got the Scout Snipers up in the building. We've got one of the Crusader squads down here. We've got the other Venerable Dreadnought. We have the Whirlwind back over here along with the Captain with Gravis Armor. We've got with the Land Speeder over here. We have the Hellblasters. We've got the Intercessors are behind that leaf there. In the front here, we've got the other Crusader squad. We have Helbrecht, the Lieutenant, and the Aggressors over there. So that is deployment, and he's got his Assault Terminators, and the Reavers are in Deep Strike Reserve. Going to deployment for the Genestealer Cult, a whole bunch of blips. So we have on the table here, underneath some of these blips, we have the 2 Rock Grinders with the 5-man Acolyte squads inside. We've got the Cult Chimera, which has the Brood Brothers squad inside. We have one of the Neophyte squads. We have the Nexos. We have the Patriarch. We've got the Aberrants. We also have the 2 Armored Sentinels. We've got the Leman Russ. We have the, did I say the Nexos? Yeah, we said the Nexos. And I think that's it, all of the units that are on here. So there's 13 total units that are on the table. 3 of which are in the transports, so they're on the table, so they count as deployed, and the rest are all going to be in Deep Strike and Underground Reserve, which is Deep Strike Reserve. So that is the deployment. As of right now, my opponent is going first because he deployed first. That's how that works here in the chapter approved missions in 2018, and I'm just going to let him go first. I'm not going to try to seize the initiative. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Black Templars here on turn 1. JK going over objectives. So my opponent drew Advance and Blood and Guts. I had him choose Advance. He drew Secure Objective 6 and Secure Objective 3. Objective 3 is in his or in the middle of the board. Objective 6 is back over here, so I made him do Objective 6. He drew Secure Objective 1 and Overwhelming Firepower. Objective 1 is back over by his deployment zone, so I made him choose Overwhelming Firepower, so he's got to work for it at all. And then he drew Assassinate and Behind Enemy Lines. I've got lots of characters, so I had him do Behind Enemy Lines. So that is the objectives for the Black Templars here on turn 1. We'll come back to you after the movement phase. All right, movement phase for the Black Templars here on turn 1. This Bike Squad moved up. He stood still, as did all these 2 guys back here, the Scouts, the Crusader Squad, and the other Venerable Dreadnought over here. His Land Speeder moved up. These guys, the Hellblasters and Helbrecht and the Champion and the Lieutenant all moved up over this way, and these guys over here advanced up. So the Crusader Squad and the Aggressor Squads all advanced up this way, up the board. So they're all trying to get into position to find out where my blips are. So we will come back to you after, I guess, redeployment for the Genestealer Cult. All right, so the redeployment for the Cult. I've got my Armored Sentinel with the multi-laser back over here. I've got my Leman Russ here. I've got my Armored Sentinel with the las cannon over here. I've got the 2 Rock Grinders with the Acolyte squads inside. I've got the Cult Chimera with the Brood Brothers squad inside. I've got my Nexos back here with the Acolyte, the Neophyte squad, I should say. And I spent 1 CP for line and weight, which allows them to not line and weight, sorry, it is, I can't remember, but it basically allows me to put 3 units, up to 3 units that were in ambush into Underground. So those units are now going to be down in Underground, so they're basically in Deep Strike Reserve now. So that is the redeployment for the Genestealer Cult. We will now come back to you with the shooting phase for the Black Templars. All right, starting off the shooting phase, his Venerable Dreadnought here is going to start us off by firing into my Leman Russ here. So it's going to be 2 shots, hitting on 2s.
Rerolling 1s.
Rerolling 1s, so that's 2 hits. Strength 9, toughness 8, so looking for 3s to wound. Getting 2 wounds, those are both 6s. So 2 6-up saves. Not getting either of those, so D6 wounds apiece. Getting 9 wounds, killer. Now the second Venerable Dreadnought's going to do the same thing into my Leman Russ over here. 2 shots, hitting on 2s, that's 2 hits. Wounding on 3s. Getting 2 wounds. 2 6-up saves. Show me them film faces. Not making either of them. So D6 wounds apiece. And he is dead. Way dead. Does he explode? Oh, now the 6s come. Is it too early? Yeah, I'm going to spend a command point to reroll that. You kidding me? All right, so D3 mortal wounds onto this guy back here. 1 mortal wound, and that is first strike. Now the missile launcher from the scout squad is going to fire into my rock grinder over here. So it's going to be 1 shot, hitting on the 3. That is a hit. Strength 8, so looking for a 3 to wound. That is a wound. AP -2, I think. So I think it's 6-up saves. So show me that fill first. Yeah, with the fill first. Woo! And now the whirlwind is going to fire into my my chimera over there. So it's going to be 2d3 shots. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 shots. These are going to be hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s. All right, re-roll that 1. All right, so that's 2 hits. Strength 7, toughness 7. So these are going to be wounding on 4s. Not getting any wounds. All right, that is it for the Black Templars turn here on turn 1. At the end of the turn, my opponent did score overwhelming firepower when he killed my Leman Russ, garnering him 1 point there, and he is going to get rid of advance, so that because he just doesn't want to move that whirlwind out of his deployment zone. So that is that. So that is going to be it for the Black Templars turn here on turn 1. We'll come back to you with the objectives for the Genestealer Cult here on turn 1. All right, so going over the objectives here. My opponent, I drew Claim Dominion and Martyrs to the Cause. My opponent said take Claim Dominion, which is score D3 victory points if you control an objective marker that was controlled by your opponent at the start of your turn. Martyrs to the Cause is if I lost a model to Unquestioning Loyalty during the turn. Then I drew Big Game Hunter and Supremacy. My opponent said Big Game Hunter because he's got 1 model that's got 10 or more wounds and all the way at the back of the board, so going to be a tough one there. And then I have Master the Warp and Defend Objective 5. And he said Master the Warp since all of my Psychers are in Deep Strike right now, and he is right on 5 there, would have started that. Then Secure Objective 3 or Defend Objective 4. He went with Secure Objective 3 since that's in the middle of the board and not back here in my deployment zone. So yeah, I'm going to have a rough time getting points. So we'll come back to you after movement phase now for the Genestealer Cult here on turn 1. All right, movement phase for the Genestealer Cult. He moved up here onto the objective. He stood still. These guys just shuffled around a bit to make sure my Nexus is protected. He moved up behind the wall over here. This guy moved up around the corner looking on his land speeder over there. My Chimera moved up over this way, and that is it for movement phase. So we'll come back to you with the shooting phase since all my Psychers are underground. All right, start with the shooting phase. My heavy rock grinder is going to fire everything into his land speeder. So we're going to go with the clearance incinerator first. So it's going to be heavy 2d6 auto hits, getting 5 hits. These are going to be strength 5, so looking for 5s to wound. Getting 1, 2, 3, 4 wounds at AP -1, so it's going to be 4 4-up saves. Failing 1 of them. Now, because it has a squad inside, I'm going to throw the cache of demo charges at him. So it's going to be Assault D6, getting 4 shots. These are going to be hitting on 4, getting 1 hit. I'm going to spend a command point to reroll one of those. It's cocked. That's going to be 2 hits. Do I get the command point back? Nope, I do not. So it's going to be 2 hits. These are going to be strength 8, so wounding on 3s. That is going to be 2 wounds, AP -3, so 2 6-up saves. Not making either of them, so D3 damage. Going to be 3 damage. And now the heavy stubber. Getting 3 hits, because hitting on 5s. Wounding on 5s. Getting no wounds. All right, so now my Chimera here is going to fire into the Crusader squad up there. So we're going to have the multi-laser first. So 3 shots, hitting on 5s. Getting 2 hits, wounding on 3s. That is going to be 2 wounds, AP -1 second. AP 0, so we got 3-up saves. Making 1, failing 1. And now we're going to have the heavy stubber. Is going to have 1 hit. That is a wound. 3-up save. Another dead guy. We've got the 2 las gun arrays. Getting 2 hits. 1 wound. 3-up save. Another dead guy. Then the heavy bolter. Getting 1 hit. That is a wound. AP -1, so 4-up save. They're good on that one. And now my armored sentinel here is going to fire into his venerable dreadnought over here with the las cannon, hitting on a 4 I should say. That's a hit. Wounding on a 3. That is a wound with filfers, so it's going to be AP -3, so 6-up save. No, that's a fail. D6 wounds. Going to be 2 wounds, 2 venerable saves, or ignoring wounds. Nope, he feels both of them. And then the multi-laser also into him over there. That's going to be 2 hits because he moved. Going to be no wounds. All right, so that's it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase, my rock grinder is going to charge into his land speeder over here. So we're going to start with the shots from the assault cannon, hitting on 6s. Nope, no hits there. And then we've got, we're going to have 1 shot from the multi-melta. No hit there. So his charge distance is not going to be in. I'm going to spend a command point to re-roll one of those. And now he's in. All right, so now my rock grinder is going to start us off in the fight phase against his land speeder over here. So it's going to be 6 plus D3 attacks on the charge. So plus another 2. So we're going to have a total of 8 attacks here. So these are going to be hitting on 4s. That one's cocked. Did not go well. Okay, so I got 1 hit. It's going to be strength 9, looking for a 3 to wound. I'm going to spend a command point on that one. Oh, why? All right, so now he's going to attack back over here. 2 attacks. That is going to be 2 hits. Wounding on, what is it, strength? 4, so 5s to wound. He can get a wound. Looking for a 4-up save. He's good. All right, and that is it for the Genestealer Cult turn here on turn 1. I did not get first strike because my rock grinder decided to just flub horribly there. But I did score secure objective 3 because he was just out of the objectives realm. Otherwise, I could have also gotten... I was hoping to kill him, but he wasn't within 3 inches of the objective there, so I just got secure objective 3 for 1 point there. And I'm going to get rid of Big Game Hunter because I just don't feel like being forced to go try to kill him back there. So that's going to be it for the Genestealer Cult turn here on turn 1. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Black Templars here on turn 2. All right, so objectives. My opponent still has behind enemy lines and secure objective 6. And then my opponent drew Witch Hunter and defend objective 3. So I chose defend objective 3 for him. Then he drew priority orders received and lightning strike, which means that his Helbrecht, so his warlord, has to gets 1 victory point if at least 1 enemy unit that was entirely within the enemy deployment zone at the start of the turn was destroyed during this turn. And then Blood and Guts was the 2 that he drew, so I made him have to have Helbrecht try to kill something in my deployment zone, which is very difficult for him to do right now. So those are the 2 that he got there. So we'll come back to you after movement phase. All right, movement phase for the Black Templars here in turn 2. His bikers moved up the board, looking on my guys over there. His Venerable Dreadnought back here stood still, as did his Whirlwind, his other Venerable Dreadnought, and the Scout Squad. His captain, his Crusader squad, both moved up this direction. His land speeder fell back out of combat with my rock grinder. The Hellblasters, the Intercessors, Helbrecht, the Lieutenant, the Aggressors, and the other Crusader squad all moved up the board this way, looking on my guys. So that is going to be it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the shooting phase. Start with the shooting phase. The bikers are going to fire into my armored sentinel over here. So they're going to have 4 shots apiece because of the bolter beta rule. So these are going to be hitting on 3s. And then strength 4, so looking for 5s to wound. Getting 1, 2, 3, 4 wounds. These are going to be 3-up armor saves. Making them all. Woo! All All right, his Venerable Dreadnought over here is going to fire into my Armored Sentinel over here. So it's going to be 2 shots, hitting on 2s because he didn't move. All right, that's 2 hits, looking for 3s to wound. Getting 2 wounds, AP -3, so looking for 6-up armor save. Showing them fill facers. Getting 1 fill face, so it's going to be D6 wounds. On a 6, he is dead. Does he? Well, he's not within range of anything to hurt. Now, this Venerable Dreadnought's going to fire into my Rock Grinder over here. So it's going to be 2 shots, hitting on 2s. So that's going to be 1 hit, but re-rolling 1s because of the Captain. The Captain has the helm, Crusader helm, still a miss. Crusader helm, which increases his aura range to 9 inches, which is why it's that's why he was doing so much helpful stuff over here. So this is going to be so that's 1 hit, wounding on a 3. No wound. All right, so now the Land Speeder is going to fire both the Assault Cannon and the Multi-Melta into my Rock Grinder over here. So we'll do the Multi-Melta first on a 4 because he moved. That is a hit. Strength 8's looking for a 3 to wound. That is a wound. AP -4 is going to go straight through, so D6 wounds. Getting 2 wounds. He's going to spend a command point to re-roll that. Whoa, that's off the table. Into a 6, so 6 wounds. I've got the Rugged Construction, which allows me to ignore them on 6 ups. So here we go, 6 up Rugged Constructions. Ignoring 2 of them, so he takes 4 damage. And then the Assault Cannon firing into my Rock Grinder over here, so 6 shots again on 4s. So that is going to be 1, 2, 3 hits. Rerolling 1s because of the Captain over there. Is he within 9? Let's find out. He was just outside of range, so it's going to be 3 hits there. Strength 6, so looking for 5s to wound, getting no wound. Now the Crusader squad's going to fire into my Rock Grinder over here. So we're going to start with the Las Cannon, hitting on a 4. That is not a hit. So we have 2 guys with bolters. They moved, and they're outside of 12 inches, so no rapid fire here. So it's 2 shots, hitting on 3s. That is going to be 1 hit, wounding on a 5. That is not a wound. And then we have the Plasma Gun. Do you want to supercharge? No supercharge there, so it's going to be hitting on a 3. Ooh, good thing you didn't. Reroll 1s because of the Captain, but still a miss. Now his Hellblasters here are going to fire into my Rock Grinder. They are within rapid fire range, so we're going to fire 2 at a time because he is going to supercharge it. So the first one hitting on 3s, re-rolling all because they're within range of Hellbrecht there. So that's 2 hits. Reroll for Hellbrecht. That's another hit. That's going to be 4 hits so far. That's 2 hits. Reroll because of Hellbrecht. Another hit, so that's another 2 hits. Rerolling because of Hellbrecht. Getting another 2 hits. Oh boy. Whew, it's getting spicy up in here. Rerolling because of Hellbrecht. All right, another 2 hits. And another 2 hits, so 14 hits. Pretty brutal. So these are going to be strength 8, so looking for 3s to wound.
Rerolling
all right.
1s because
rerolling 1s because they're within 6 inches of the lieutenant over there. So reroll those 1s. All right, so then get rid of those 2 2s, or 4 2s, so it's going to be 10 wounds. He does get cover because he's on terrain there and 50% obscured. So I'm going to have 10 saves here that are going to be on 6 ups. Show me them fill facers. Getting 1, 2, 2 6 ups there. So that means that I'm going to have 8 wounds that go through. Those are going to be 2 damage apiece. So we're going to have to make 16, you heard me right, 16 Rugged Construction saves. So these are going to need 6 ups to ignore. Let's see what happens here. No, he is definitely dead because I only made 3 of those. So he's dead. Does he explode? He does not. All right, and everybody survived disembarking over there, and they are inside the ruins on that objective. So now the Intercessors are going to fire into my Chimera over here. So we got 5 shots hitting on 3s. Re-rolling because of Hellbrecht there. All right, so that's going to be 5 hits, strength 4, so looking for 5s to wound. Getting 1 wound, AP -1, so 4 up save. No, goes through. Crusader squad there has got 1 bolter shot that he's going to throw in here. That is a hit. That is a wound. That is not a save. And now Helbrecht is going to use the bolter portion of his combi bolter into my Chimera over here. One shot. That is a hit. That is not a wound.
No, 2D.
All right, so now his whirlwind is going to fire into my Chimera. 2d3 shots. So that's going to be 6 shots. Pretty good there. So these are going to be looking for, these are going to be hitting on 3s. All right, that's all hits. Strength 7, so looking for 4s to wound. Getting 1, 2, 3 wounds. AP minus 1, so looking for 4 up saves. Failing one of them, so 2 damage onto him over here. All right, so now his scout squad here is going to fire into my dude bros over here. So we're going to go with the, we've got the 4 sniper shots that are going to be coming in. These are going to be hitting on 3s because they didn't move. All right, no rerolling 2s, only rerolling 1s. So that's 2 hits. These are going to be wounding on 3s. Okay, 1 wound plus a mortal wound there. So they're going to have a 4 up save because they're in cover. Nope, so that's 2 dead. And frag missile from the missile launcher. So that's going to be 1 shot hitting on a 3. That's a hit. This is, or hitting on, yeah, 3. So that's a hit, wounding on a 4. That is a wound. Not a save. All right, and that is it for the Black Templars turn here on turn 2. My opponent got rid of the priority orders received, so the lightning strike for Helbrecht, because it's just going to be a bit of a pain to do. So we are going to now come back to you with the objectives for Genestealer Cult on turn 2. All right, objectives. I still have Master the Warp, Claim Dominion, and I drew Mission Critical Objective, rolled it, got a 3, and Blood and Guts. My opponent gave me the Mission Critical Objective, so basically control objective 3. I would have gotten D3 victory points if he controlled it and then I took it, but I just have some guys on there. And then I drew secure objective 5 and Spring the Trap. Spring the Trap is I get a victory point if any cult ambush unit arrived as reinforcements this turn, and score D3 victory points if one of those units then proceeds to destroy an enemy unit. So because I've got a whole lot coming in, my opponent was like, "Now I'm just going to give you secure objective 5. Which I'll be able to get, but it's only 1 point versus the D3 I could have gotten if one of those units kills something. So that's it for the objectives. We'll come back to you with the movement phase. All right, movement phase for the Genestealer Cult here on turn 2. My Armored Sentinel stood still over here. My Rock Grinder moved over towards his bikers over here. These guys stayed still on the objective. These guys all stayed still back here. Then, out of Cult Ambush came my Sanctus back over here. My Aberrants and my Acolyte Icon Ward, the Clamavis and the Primus all dropped in over here. I spent 2 CP for my bikes to pop up in line and wait, so they are 3 inches away from his units over here. We have the Keller Morph popped in over here, more than 9 inches away from them, but within 12 inches of Helbrecht. The Chimera moved up over that way during the movement phase. My guys back over here, the big squad of 20 dropped in. I spent 3 CP to move them. Rolled a 2, then spent a command point and rolled a 3. So they're within 6, or they're just outside of 6 inches of his dude bros over here. Dropped the Patriarch as well. The Magos is back in here, along with the 10-man Neophyte squad, and the Locusts are back over here. So that is it for the movement phase. We will now come back to you with the psychic phase, since my psychers are here now. All right, so we're going to start off with Mental Onslaught from my Patriarch onto his Venerable Dreadnought there. So looking for a 6 to go off. It does not go off. I'm going to spend a command point to reroll this into a 6, so that does go off now. So now we will roll off. His leadership is 8 minus 10 for Mental Onslaught. If I roll higher, he takes a mortal wound. I rolled a 5, which became a 15. He rolled an 8, 4, so that becomes a 12. So that's 1 mortal wound. 1 and a 2. I still have higher than him at this point, so that's 2. I rolled a 3, he rolled a 2, so that's 3 mortal wounds. A 4 and a 1, so that's another mortal wound. I rolled a 6, he rolled a 4, that's another mortal wound. I rolled a 2, he rolled a 4, which is 12 and 12, so that ties it. So he takes 5 mortal wounds, so that gives him 3 wounds left. And now my Magus is going to cast Mind Control onto his Hellblasters over here, looking for a 7. Not getting it. Alright, so my dude bros over here are going to now spend 1 CP for extra explosives, and they're going to throw grenades into his Hellblasters over here. So they've all got demo charges, so up to 5 of them can be demo charges. So we're going to do 4 of them there. They all have demo charges, so it's going to be 4d6 shots, getting 9, 10, 11, 15 shots. All right, so 14 shots. These are going 15 shots. Sorry, these are going to be hitting on 4s. All right, we'll come back to that. All right, so 6 hits. These are going to be wounding on 2s. That is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are AP minus 3, so these are going to be 5 6-up saves. Making 2 of them, so 3 of them, it's going to be 3 go through, and these are going to be D3 damage apiece. So the first one, 1 damage, so the next one will kill him, and then 3 damage, so 2 guys dead. And now my Rock Grinder is going to fire into his Bikers over here, so we're going to do the Clearance Incinerator first, 2d6 shots. So that's going to be 11 hits. Strength 5, Toughness 5, looking for 4s to wound. Alright, so that is going to be pretty good. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at AP minus 1. So we've got 6 4-up saves, making all but 2 of them, so 1 guy dead. And now the Heavy Stubber is going to fire in, getting 2 hits, 1 hit because it moved, no wound. So now my Killer Morph is going to fire into Helbrecht over here. So he's going to have 6 shots hitting on 2s. All right, so that's all but 1 hit. So I've got another 5 shots that I get to make now, hitting on 2s. All right, those don't pop as well. So that's going to be 9 total hits here. These are going to be Strength 4, Toughness 4, so looking for 4s to wound. All right, pretty good there. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wounds at AP minus 1. What's he have, a 2-up armor? 2-up. So it's going to be 6 3-up saves. Failing 2 of them, so he takes 4 damage. And now my Sanctus is going to fire into Helbrecht over here. So he's going to have 1 shot hitting on a 2. I'm going to spend a command point to reroll that into a hit. This is going to be wounding on a 4. That is a wound. AP minus 1. That's good. Now my Chimera is going to fire into the Crusader squad over here. We'll do the multi-laser first. That is going to be no hits. We're going to do the Heavy Bolter now. That is going to be no hits. We're going to do the Heavy Stubber. That is going to be 2 hits. That is 2 wounds. 2 2-up saves because they're in cover. Failing 1. And now the multi-laser. That is going to be 2 hits. 1 wound, 2-up save. And he's good. All right, so now my Acolytes here are going to fire. 15 of them are going to fire into his Hellblasters. The other 5 that can't reach them are going to go into his aggressors over here. So the 15 into the Hellblasters are going to be hitting on 4s. All right, we'll come back to that. 6 hits, looking for 5s to wound. Getting 2 wounds. AP nothing, so 2 3-ups. Failing 1. And then the 5 into the aggressors, getting 4 hits. Getting 2 wounds, 2 3-ups. Making them both. My Neophytes here are going to fire into his Venerable Dreadnought. We're going to do the Mining Laser first, hitting on a 5 because he moved. That is not a hit. Grenade Launcher with the Crack Grenade is not a hit. And then 14 lasgun shots because 4 of them are not in rapid fire range. Hitting on 4s, come back to you with that. And 6 is to wound. Getting 1 wound, regular save. He's good. And then my Armored Sentinel with the las cannon is going to fire into his land speeder over here. So it's 1 shot hitting on a 4. That is not a hit. All right, so that's it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase, we're going to start with my Chimera charging into his Crusader squad and the Aggressor squad. These are going to be, we're just going to do it all the Flamers together, so it's going to be 2 each from each of the Aggressors, plus 1 from the Flamer Dude Bro in the Crusader, so it's 7d6 hits. Ooh, bunch here, we'll come back to that. All right, so we got 20 hits. These are going to be wounding on 5s. We'll come back to that. Rerolling 1s because of the Lieutenant there. All right, so we got 9 wounds, 9 3-up saves. Failing 1, 2, 3 of those. And then the bolter from the Dude Bro over here as well, hitting on 6s. That is going to be no hit so far, but rerolling because of Helbrecht. Into no hits there. So, charging. Here we go. 2d6 distance is going to be 4 inches, which should get him in. All right, so now my big squad of 20 here is going to be charging into his Aggressors, his Champion, his Lieutenant, and the Hellblasters. So the Hellblasters are going to start us off here. 10 shots, hitting on 6s. Ooh, getting a bunch there. Rerolling because of Helbrecht. All right, so getting 4 total hits. These are going to be wounding on 2s, strength 7. So that is going to be all but 1. So that is going to be 3 dead guys. And now the Champion and the Lieutenant, 2 shots with their pistols. No hits, but rerolling because of Helbrecht. No hits there. So they need a 6-inch charge to get in. And with 11 inches, they're in. Now my Patriarch's going to charge into his Venerable Dreadnought over here. So we're going to go with the Stormbolter first on 6s. All right, rerolling 1s because of the Captain over there. No hits there. And then the Twin Las Cannon on 6s. No hits there. So he needs a 9-inch charge to get in. He's not in. I'm going to spend a command point to reroll this. Into that, he is in. All right, my Neophytes are going to charge in as well. They are not in. My Locust is going to charge in. He is in. And now my Aberrants are going to charge into his Venerable Dreadnought over here. It's out of range for the Flamer because they're 9 inches away, but the Twin Las Cannon is going to fire over here, hitting on 6s. That's cocked. Get to reroll that one. So no hits there. So they are 9 inches away, but they have +1 because of the Clamovis and +1 because of the Abominant and the Anointed Throng there. So these are going to be looking for a 7-inch charge. Nope, not making it. The Abominant is going to charge into him. So Overwatch with the Abominant. Nope, no hits there. So again, 7-inch charge to get in. He is not in. And now my Rock Grinder is going to charge into his Bikers over here. So we got 8 shots from the Bolters. Getting no hits there. It needs a 9-inch charge to get in. Nope, he's not in. All right, so we're going to start off the fight phase with my Patriarch attacking into his Venerable Dreadnought here. So he has the Warlord trait that gives him +1 strength, +1 attack. So this is going to be 7 attacks, hitting on 2s. All right, that's all hits. These are going to be strength 7 now, so it's toughness 7, looking for 4s to wound. Rerolling failed wound rolls because of his monstrous rending claws. Okay, not meant to be. So it's going to be 5 wounds, 2 of which are AP -6. So those are going to be 3 damage apiece, but then he has 3 6-up saves that he can make, 3 6-up saves. Making 1 of them, so 2d3 damage from those. It's going to be 1, 2, 3 damage, so that's going to be a total of 9 damage that he now has Venerable saves against. So it's going to be 9 6-ups. No, he is dead. Does he explode? Don't do it. Don't do it. No, he does not. All right, so now my Acolyte Blob here is going to attack. So we're going to start with the ones over here into his Aggressors. So we've got 2 with Rock Saws that are going to go into the Aggressors, 4 without Rock Saws that are going to go into the Aggressors. We then have 1 Rock Saw into the Lieutenant, 1 Rock Saw into the Champion, 1 non-Rock Saw into the Champion, 2 that can't do anything, they're just holding coherency. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that are going to go into the Hellblasters, including the leader. So we're going to start over here with the 4 attacks from the Rock Saw guys into the Aggressors. So it's going to be 4 attacks. These are going to be hitting on 3s. Okay, getting 1 hit. This is their Twisted Helix, so strength +1. So strength 5 times 2 because of the rock saw. This is going to be wounding on a 2. That is a wound. AP minus 4. They don't have an invul save, so that's just going to go straight through 2 damage. That's going to kill a guy. And then we're going to have 8 attacks into them with the non-rock saws. These are the rending claw attacks, hitting on 3s. Alrighty. These are going to be strength 5, so looking for 4s to wound. Alrighty. That's going to be 3 at AP minus 1, so 3 4-up saves. Failing all 3 of them, so that's going to be 1 dead guy plus a wound. And then the 4 cultist knife attacks. That is going to be 2 hits, wounding on 4s. Getting 2 wounds, 3-up saves. They're good. Then the 1 guy into the lieutenant over here, 2 attacks with his rock saw, hitting on 3s. Okay, getting 1 hit, wounding on a 2. No wound. And the rock saw guy into the champion. That's going to be 1 hit. That is not a wound. Non-rock saw guy into the champion. That's 2 hits. That is 1 wound. That is AP minus 4. So that's just going to go straight through. 4-up invul save for the champion. He's good. And then the cultist knife attack into him. That's a hit. That is a wound because he's tough 4. So that's going to be looking for 3-up save. He's good. And now these guys into the Hellblasters, hitting on 3s. Alrighty then. These are going to be wounding on 3s. Alright, 1's going to be AP minus 4. And then we've got 6 that are AP minus 1. So 6 4-up saves. Failing additional 3 of those. And then the cultist knife attacks. Alright. Wounding on 3s. That is going to be another 1 wound, 3-up save. And he's good. And then my Chimera is going to attack into the aggressor. D3 attacks. Going to have 3 attacks. Wish I had kept that 6 because needing 6s to hit. Getting 2 hits. These are strength 6, so looking for 3s to wound. That is going to be 1 wound, 1 3-up save. No, and he's dead. All right, so now we're going to start over here with the Crusader squad is going to attack into my Chimera. So we're going to do the 1 attack from the regular guy. That's going to be a hit. That is a wound. That's not a save. And then the guy with the power sword's got 2 attacks, hitting on 3s. No hit. Rerolling because of Helbrecht. He's in range of Helbrecht. So yeah, that's 2 hits with those 6s. There we go. Wounding on 5s. Getting 2 wounds. AP minus 3 because he's got a power sword. Looking for 6s. Making 1, which means he's still alive. Alright, so now his champion is going to attack into my acolytes over here. So he's going to have 4 attacks. Hitting on 2s. Alright, rerolling because of Helbrecht. That is 4 hits. Strength 4, so looking for 3s to wound. That is 2 wounds. AP minus 3, that's just 2 dead guys. 4 attacks here from the lieutenant. These are going to be hitting on 2s. Sorry, 2s, that's all hits. Wounding on 3s. Getting 4 wounds, that's 4 dead guys. And 7 attacks from the 3 Hellblasters left alive over there. Hitting on 3s, rerolling because of Helbrecht. Alright, missing 2. These are going to be wounding on 3s. Alright, so that's going to be 1 2 wounds. AP nothing, so these are going to be looking for 5-ups. Making 1, failing 1. Alright, so that is it for the Genestealer Cult turn here on turn 2. Pretty good turn. I definitely did pretty good. These guys are within 6 inches of the Patriarch, so they automatically pass their morale test. His Hellblasters rolled, and they rolled a 2, so they're good to go with the 4 guys they lost. And that is it. So, come back to you with the objectives scored. All right, so that is it for the turn there. I scored Master of the Warp. I scored Mission Critical Objective, holding Objective 3, and then I got Secure Objective 5. And I'm going to keep Claim Dominion because I think I can probably get it. So we will come back to you with the cards drawn for the Black Templars here on turn 3. All right, so my opponent still has Defend Objective 3, Behind Enemy Lines, and Secure Objective 6. Then he drew Defend Objective 6 and Supremacy, so I had him choose Defend Objective 6. So we'll come back to you after his movement phase here on turn 3. All right, movement phase for the Black Templars here on turn 3. His dude bro here is moved a little bit closer here, so he's within 8 inches of my aberrants. Going to be some flamey business over there, a little spicy. His guy back here, his whirlwind, stood still, as did the scouts, as did his captain, as did this Crusader squad. The Hellblasters stayed in combat or backed out of combat? Stayed in combat over here. His Reavers dropped in back over there, 9 inches away from my Magus and all my dude bros over here. His Lieutenant and his Champion stayed in combat over there. Hellbreck stayed where he was. Intercessors moved back over this way, as did the Landspeeder. That is it for over here. The Biker over here moved over to the objectives over here, and his Terminator squad deep struck back over here, 9 inches from this guy, and these guys. So that is going to be it for the movement phase. We will come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, so now his Venerable Dreadnought is going to start us off by putting the Flamer into my Aberrants, and he's going to put the Twin Las Cannon into my Rock Grinder. So we'll do the Flamer first, D6 hits. It's going to be 1 hit. This is going to be looking Strength 5, so looking for a 3 to wound. That is a wound, AP -1, so looking for a 6-up save. No, then I have a 5-up ignoring wounds because of Monstrous Vigor. Nope, but re-rolling Monstrous Vigor rolls of 1 because of the Icon Ward. And he's good with a Filfers. Woo! And the Twin Las Cannon firing in over here, hitting on 3s because he moved. That is going to be 2 hits. These are going to be wounding on 3s. Getting 2 wounds. AP -3, so those are just going to go straight through. So 2d6 damage is going to be 8 damage over here. So we've got 8 rugged construction saves. These are going to be looking for 6s to ignore. Get to ignore 5 of them? Taking 3 wounds? Wow, I didn't know my dice liked me that much. Snipers up here are going to fire the 4 sniper rifles into my Patriarch, and the frag missiles are going to go into my Aberrants over here. So we're going to go with the sniper shots first, hitting on 3s. All right, re-rolling 1 because of the captain. Whoa, not meant to be. So it's going to be 2 hits. These are going to be wounding on 5s. Getting 1 wound. He's got the Amulet of the Void Worm, so he gets can't Overwatch against him, and he also gets +1 to his saves against shooting. So this is going to be looking for a 3-up save because of the +1. He's good with a Fill Face. And the frag missile. That's going to be 4 shots. These are going to be hitting on 3s. That's going to be 4 hits. These are going to be strength. Oh, no, one of those was a 2, right? So 3 hits. My bad. It's going to be looking for 5s to wound. So that's going to be 2 wounds. AP 1, is it? I think it's AP nothing, or is it 1? I think frag grenades are nothing. I think they might be 1 second. All right, no AP, so 5-up saves. Making both of them. All right, so now his captain here is going to fire his Auto Bolt Storm Gauntlet into my Locust over here. So it's going to be 3 shots, hitting on 2s. Ooh, those are all hits. Wound Strength 4, right? So wounding on 3s. That is going to be 1 wound. AP 0. So that is going to be looking for a 5-up save. Nope, goes through. All right, so now the Whirlwind is going to fire his Storm Bolter into my Locust, and he's going to fire his missiles into my Bikers over there. And he is going to use the command point, the stratagem that allows, because he's got the speeder that should be dead because our guy is going to go into him, and it means that they get auto hits onto my Bikers. So we're going to go with the 4 shots into the Locust first, hitting on 3s. Rerolling that 1 because of the captain. All right, so that's going to be 3 hits. Strength 4, looking for 3s to wound. Getting no wounds. And then we've got 2d3 auto hits. Getting 1, 2, 3 auto hits. These are going to be strength 7, so looking for 3s to wound. Getting 2 wounds. AP -1, +1 because they're in cover there. Failing both of them. What's the damage? 2 damage. So that's 2 dead guys. All right, so now his Crusader squad here is going to fire everything into my Patriarch over here. So what are we going to start with?
Last cannon.
Last cannon first. So hitting on a 3 because he didn't move. That is a hit. Looking for a 3 to wound. That is a wound. AP -3, so he's going to have a 4-up invul save because of the Amulet of the Void Worm. I'm going to spend a command point to re-roll that. Back into a 2 with a different die. Anyway, so that's going to go through. So it's D6 damage. 6 damage. All right, so I'm going to go unquestioning... unloyalty because of the locust there, so I can only do 3 because he only got 3 wounds left there. So it's going to be 3 whatchamacallits, 3 2-ups to get pass it on. Yep, so he passes it on. So my locust is dead and my guy takes 3 wounds. All right, now the 4 bolter shots are going to fire here. These are hitting on 3s. It's all hits. Looking for whatchamacallit, looking for 5s to wound. Thank you, sir. So that is going to be 1 wound. Going to be a 3-up save. He's good. Now the plasma gun is going to supercharge, so it's going to have 2 shots hitting on 3s. Those are both hits, strength 8, so 3s to wound. Getting 2 wounds, 2 4-up invul saves. Making 1, failing 1. And the plasma pistol not supercharging, so hitting on a 3. No hit. So now the Reavers are going to fire. 4 of them are closer to my Magus than they are to these guys over here. The one guy can't, and he's got no one else to shoot at, so it's just going to be the 4 shots into the Magus, hitting on 3s. All right.
Horrible.
So that is going to be 1 hit. Strength 4, so looking for a 3 to wound. That is not a wound. Intercessor is going to fire into my Bikers over here, so it's going to be 10 shots, hitting on 3s. All right, re-rolling because of Helbrecht. Not that they needed it, but they take it anyway. These are going to be strength 4, toughness 4. So looking for 4s to wound. All right, so that is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wounds. These are going to be +1 and -1. Oh no, they're bikers, so it's just going to be, oh no, yeah. Failing 1, 2, 3 of those. So that's going to be, oh no, maybe 1 second. 5-up save, so they are actually dead. All right, so now the land speeder is going to fire into my Keller Morph over here. So we're going to start with the twin assault, or the assault cannon first. These are going to be hitting on. Did he move? He did move, right? He did move. So hitting on 4s, rerolling 1s and 2s because of Helbrecht. All right, into 3 6s. That's 3 hits. These are strength 6, so looking for 2s to wound. That is going to be 3 wounds at AP -1, +1 because he's in cover over there. 5-up save. He's all got a 5-up invul save, but so 5-up. And I make 1 of them. And the multi-melta. That is not a hit, but re-rolling because of Helbrecht. It's still not a hit. All right, so now the Bikers over here are going to fire into my Neophytes. They're within 24 inches because they're Bikers. They have the better bolter basal rule. So hitting on 3s. That's 1 miss. Strength 4, so wounding on 3s. Alrighty, so that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 wounds. So 4, AP -0, +1 because they're in cover there, so 4 4-ups. And I make 3 of them. All right, that's it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase, Helbrecht is going to charge into my Acolytes over here. So his charge distance, I mean, he's probably going to go, he has to go either around there or he can even go around these guys over here. But he's just got to go around somebody, I imagine. What's he looking for there?
8 on that side.
So he needs an 8-inch charge over there. And like,
yeah, that's not, yeah, when you pay me like $5.
6-inch charge over here. So let's try this.
All right.
And he makes it in with a 9. And now the captain is going to charge into my Patriarch over here. So, do you want to roll the distance there? 6 inches. Ooh, let's check that.
So.
Nope, failed it, but re-rolling because of being Black Templars. Into re-roll that one. That one's cocked. Oh, actually, even with a 1, he is totally in. All right, so now his Reavers are going to charge into my Magus and my Acolyte squad, or my Neophyte squad over here. So we're going to start with the Neophyte overwatching with the Mining Laser on a 6. Nope. Grenade Launcher, Crack Grenade. Nope. Then we've got a bunch coming in with the las guns. All right, so 5 guys are in rapid fire range. So we've got 14 shots here on 6s. Getting 1, 2, 3 hits over there. These are now going to be looking for 5s to wound. Getting no wounds. So he needs a 9-inch charge to get into the Magus. Probably like a 10 or 11 to get into my Neophytes. No, 8 inches will not get in, but re-rolling because of Black Templar. Into a 9, he's in. All right, so now his Terminators are going to charge into my Neophytes and my Nexus back here. So we're going to go with Overwatch with the Neophytes first. So the Mining Laser on a 6. Nope. Grenade Launcher, Crack Grenade. Nope. Then we'll come back to you with the las gun. And now we got 17 shots coming in because I'm going to do the Nexus as well, hitting on 6s with his auto pistol. They're all auto guns and auto pistol. Getting 1, 2 hits. These are going to be wounding on 5s. Getting 2 wounds. Oh man, here we go. 2 up saves. Failing 1, but making 1. All right, so now he needs a 9-inch charge to get in over here. Does not make it with an 8, so re-rolling because of Black Templars. Still doesn't make it. All right, so now his captain is going to attack us first in the fight phase. So he's got, what is it, 4 attacks?
5 attacks.
5 attacks, hitting on 2s. All right, that's all hits. These are going to be wounding on 5s. Getting 2 wounds, AP minus 3, so it's going to be 2 5-up invul saves. Failing them both, so he is going to be dead, and that is Slay the Warlord. All right, so now I'm going to spend 2 CP to interrupt over here. So we're going to have 4 rock saws. 2 are going to go into the lieutenant. 2 are going to go into the champion. We're going to have 3 guys going into Hellbrick over here, and 2 guys going into the Hellblaster. So we're going to go the 2 rock saws into the lieutenant first. So there's going to be 4 attacks. These are going to be hitting on 3s. All right, so that's 3 hits. Strength 10, so wounding on 2s. That is going to be 3 wounds at AP minus 4, so those are just going to go straight through. 6 damage, he is dead. And then the same thing into the champion over here. So that's going to be 2 hits. Wounding on 2s. That is going to be 2 wounds, AP minus 4, so he's got his 4-up invul save. Makes 1, fails 1, takes 2 damage. Now we'll have the 2 guys into the Hellblasters, hitting on 3s. Okay. Wounding on 3s. Strength 5. So that's going to be 1 at AP minus 1. 4 ups. He's good. And then their 2 Cultist Knife attacks, both hits. Both wounds, 2 3-up saves. Fails 1 of them. And then 3 guys into Hellbrick, including plus 1 guy with his, which is the leader, so hitting on 3s. All right. Wounding on 3s. All right, so that's going to be 3 at minus 1, so that's 3 4-ups. 3 3-ups, because he's got 2-up armor save. Fails 2 of them, so he is dead. Going to spend a command point to re-roll that. And he's good. And then we've got 3 of the Cultist Knife attacks. That is going to be no hits. So now the Reavers are going to attack into my Magos over here. So they're going to have 16 attacks total because they've got the knives there, combat knives. These are going to be hitting on 3s. We'll come back to you with that. And looking for 3s to wound. All right, we'll come back to you with that. All right, 6 wounds, 5 up armor saves. Making 1, 2 of those. I am now going to unquestioningly loyalty, try to pass them off over there. So it's going to be 4 ups. Making 1 of them. So he takes 3 wounds, passes off 1. All right, so now Hellbrick is going to attack in here. So because he charged, he gets D3 additional attacks. So he has 4 plus 2. So he's going to have a total of 6 attacks. These are going to be hitting on 2s. Re-rolling because of himself. Thankfully there. All right, so that's all hits. Wounding on 3s. All right, so that is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 dead guys. And now the Hellblasters are going to attack in. That's going to be hitting on 3s, re-rolling because of Hellbrick. All right, 1 miss. These are going to be wounding on 3s. Getting 2 wounds, 2 5-up saves. Failing both. So now my Chimera is going to go. So he's going to attack into them over here. So he's going to have 1 attack hitting on a 6. No hit. All right, so now the champion is going to attack into my dude bros over here. So he's going to have 4 attacks hitting on 2s. Is he within range of Hellbrick now? I don't think so. Nope. So it's going to be 3 hits. These are going to be wounding on 3s. So getting 3 dead guys. And then we've got the 2 guys that are going in here. So we're going to start with the, well, one of them is a power sword. So we're going to have 1 attack from the regular guy. That is a hit. That is a wound. That is a save. And then here comes the shots from the other ones. That is going to be 2 hits. That is no wounds. All right, and that is it for the Black Templars' turn here. He is just going to run away because he lost too many of his guys to be able to pass on the leadership there. And that is it for leadership for this turn. So my opponent, did you score anything over there? He's got behind enemy lines because he's got a unit back behind there, right? Just needed the 1. So you got behind enemy lines, and that is going to be it. So do you want to get rid of any of those? Maybe defend objective 3. Yeah. All right, he's going to get rid of defend objective 3. So we'll come back to you with the cards drawn for the Genestealer Cult here on turn 3. All right, objectives for Genestealer Cult in this turn. I still have Claim Dominion. Then I drew Kingslayer and Priority Orders Received, Scour the Skies. My Warlord's dead, so he made me take that one. Then I got Area Denial and Psychological Warfare. Space Marines don't often run because of morale tests. And then we've got Secure Objective 4 and Defend Objective 3, so he made me go for Secure Objective 4. So we'll come back to you after the movement phase. All right, movement phase for the Genestealer Cult here on turn 3. They kind of moved around, so the Nexus moved as far away from these guys as he could, and they kind of shuffled around in there. My Mining Laser didn't move. He stood still over here. These guys disembarked, moved up towards him. He moved his 10 inches over this way. Actually, he's going to advance, so another 2 inches, so we'll get him over there. Then he stood still. Kellermorph moved over there. They stood still on their objective there. These guys disembarked, and then he fell out of combat over here. The Magus fell back out of combat over here, and these guys kind of stood still mostly. A few guys just moved a little bit further back. And then over back here, my Aberrants, Abominant, and all of these guys started moving up over this way. So that is going to be it for the movement phase. We will come back to you with the psychic phase. All right, psychic phase. I'm going to try to mind control his Hellblasters over there. So looking for a 7. Does not go off. All right, my Kellermorph is now going to fire 4 shots into the Hellblasters over here, and into the Intercessors, I'm sorry, and 2 shots into the Hellblasters. So we're going to do the 4 shots into the Intercessors first, hitting on 2s. All right, so that's going to be 3 hits plus 3 more shots. That's going to be 6 hits. These are going to be wounding on 4s. Getting 1, 2, 3 wounds, AP -1, so 3 4-ups. That is going to be 1 dead Intercessor. And then 2 shots into the Hellblasters. That is going to be 2 hits. Plus an additional 2 hits. Wounding on 4s. Getting 1 wound. AP -1, 3 up. I did.
Dodge a rip.
All right, these neophytes are going to fire into his Reavers over here. We're going to go with the Mining Laser first. A 4, that is a hit. Wounding on a 2. That is a wound. AP -3, so 6-up save. No. D3 damage, or D6 damage. 3 damage is a dead guy. Crack Grenade is a hit. That is a wound. AP -2. Oh, that's going to go through. Dead guy. And 16 auto gun shots over here. On 4s, we'll come back to you with that. Wounding on 5s. Getting 2 wounds. 2 3-up saves. Failing 1 of them. All right, my Brood Brothers squad here is going to put the 2 Flamers into the champions and all the las guns into his guys over here. So we're going to go with the Flamers first. It's going to be 8 shots. Looking for 4s to wound. Getting 1, 2, 3 wounds. AP nothing, so 3-ups. 2-ups. Okay, so he's good. And then 15 last shots into these Crusaders over here. Pretty good. These are now going to be wounding on 5s. All right, so that is going to be 5 wounds, 2 up saves because they're in cover, and they're good. All right, so now the Primus here is going to fire into the Crusader squad. That is a hit. Wound on a 2. That is a wound. 3 up save. No, dead guy. 2 pistols from the Acolyte Icon Ward and the Clamavis. That is 2 hits. That is 1 wound. Regular 3 up save. Good. All right, so now the Neophytes here are going to fire into the Terminators. We're going to go with this, the las guns first, so 7 shots. Alrighty, so that's 3 hits. Wounding on 5s. Making 1, 2 up save. Good. Grenade launcher is a hit. Is a wound. That's cocked. And a 4 up. It's AP minus. Whoa, 1 second. And then the mining laser. That is a hit. That is a wound. AP minus 3. So 5 ups or 3 up in impulse save, right? Or no, has to go on the back guy, so it has to be a 5 up, but he's good with a 6. Last cannon into here. That's a hit. Oh no, that's not a hit. Now my Sanctus is going to fire into Hellbrick back there. That is a hit. That is not a wound. And these guys are going to shoot their pistols into here. That is going to be 3 hits. Wound on 5s. Getting 3 wounds with fill faces. So here we go. 3 2-ups. They're good. All right, so now into the assault phase. These Acolytes are going to charge into his bikes. So firing Overwatch here on 6s. Getting 1 hit. So that's going to be looking for a 3 to wound. No wound there, so they need a 5-inch charge. I'm going to spend a command point to reroll this. Yeah, okay, they're in. All right, so now my aberrants here are going to charge into his Venerable Dreadnought and into his Crusader squad over here. So, do you want to do Overwatch? We'll start with the Flamer here on him. So D6 hits, getting 3 hits. These are going to be Strength 5. So looking for 3s to wound. That is 3 wounds, AP minus 1, so 3 6-up saves. Making none of them, and then ignoring wounds on a 5-up. Ignoring none of them, so 1 is dead and 1 takes a wound. And now the twin las cannon. That is going to be 1 hit, wounding on a 2. No wound. All right, so now the Crusaders are going to Overwatch with the Bolter. No hits. Then we've got the Plasma. Rerolling 1s because of the Captain. Nope, still no hits. Then we've got the las cannon. That is a hit. Hello. Which one was that? That's a 6, so that is a wound. That's going to go, AP minus 3 is going to go straight through. D6 damage is going to be 1 damage. Do I ignore it? I do. And then we've got the plasma pistol.
Nope, that's 6.
That's going to be 6 to hit, so wounding on a 3. No wound there. Their charge distance +1 because of the aberrant, +1 abominate, +1 because of the Clamavis. Getting a total of 8. And now my abominate's going to charge in over here. He is in. The Primus is going to charge into the squad over there. And 5 inches will not get him in. All right, so our Abominant is going to start us off here by hitting into the Venerable Dreadnought. He's got 3 attacks. These are going to be hitting on 3s because it's -1 because of the Sledgehammer, +1 because of the Primus. Okay, so that's going to be 1 hit. Wounding on a 2 because he's got Twisted Helix ×2, so that is a wound. AP minus 3, so that goes down to AP minus 3. That does go through. D6 damage. 2 damage, which becomes a 3, so 3 venerable saves. Nope, takes all 3. All right, so now his Venerable Dreadnought is going to spend 2 CP to interrupt here. He's going to attack in. He's going to have into my Aberrant, so he's got 4 attacks. He's going to be hitting on 2s. All right, so that's going to be 2 hits. These are going to be wounding on 2s. getting 1 wound. That's going to go, AP minus 3 is going to go straight through. So that's going to be 3 damage, which becomes 2 damage because of the Aberrant's monstrous vigor. So now they're going to have looking for 5 ups to ignore it. Doesn't make a difference on that 2 is going to kill that 1 guy. All right, so now my Aberrants are going to attack in. We're going to go with the Hypermorph first into his Venerable Dreadnought. He has 3 attacks base, which become 2 attacks each with the heavy improvised weapon. So it's going to be 6 attacks here, hitting on 2s because of the Primus. All right, these 2 6s become 2 extra hits. So that's going to be a total of 8 hits there out of the 6. These are now going to be strength 12 total. So these are going to be looking for 3s to wound. All right, so that is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wounds at AP minus 1, I believe. 1 second. All right, so it's AP minus 1, so it's going to be 4 up save. Failing 2 of them, so it's going to be 4 damage. He is dead. Does he? Oh no, 4 damage. He has Venerable Ignorance, so 4 6 ups. No, none of those there. So does he explode on a 6 up? Oh, he does. All right, so we got D3 mortal wounds to my Abominant and to my Aberrant. So we'll do the Abominant first. He's going to have 2, so ignoring on 5 ups. Ignores 1 of them, so he takes 1 wound. And then into my Aberrants is going to be 2. Rerolling 1s because of the Acolyte Icon Ward there. And ignoring 1 of those, so 1 takes a wound. And then 3 guys can attack into his Crusader squad. So we're gonna go with the 6 attacks with the rending, with the picks first, hitting on 2s. Alrighty. So that's 3 hits, wounding on 3s. Okay, that's gonna be 1 wound at AP minus 2, so 1 5 up. That's good. And then 6 attacks with the rending claws. So that's going to be 5 hits there. These are going to be wounding on 3s as well. So that is going to be 1, 2, 3, 1 of which is at AP minus 4. So that's just going to go straight through. And then 2 that are at AP minus 1.
So, 1 dead, and then 2, 3 ups.
They're good. And then my Acolyte squad here is going to attack into his Bikers. 11 attacks into them with the rending claws, hitting on 3s. Alright. These are now strength 5 because of Twisted Helix, so they're going to be wounding on 4s. Getting, wow, a bunch over here. So 1 of them's AP minus 4, so that's just going to go straight through. And then we have 5 at AP minus 1, so we have 5 4-up saves. Failing another 1 of those, that's 1 dead guy. And then 5 Cultist Knife attacks. Getting 2 hits, wounding on 4s, getting no wounds. So now the sergeant over here is going to get 2 attacks in. That is 2 hits, wounding on 3s. That is 1 wound. And that's a dead guy. And then the Crusaders are going to attack in here, 2 attacks from the regular guys there. That's going to be 1 hit. That is not a wound. All right, so that's the end of the turn. We have no morale test to take. I did score secure objective 4 with these guys because they are objective secured. And then I got claim dominion because I claimed that and he had held it before. So D3 victory points for that. 1 victory point for that. So an additional 2 points there. And I'm going to get rid of the priority orders received since my Warlord is not going to kill something with the fly keyword. So we will come back to you with the cards drawn for the Black Templars here on turn 4. All right, so my opponent still had secure objective 6, defend objective 6. Then he drew mission critical objective, rolled a 1s for objective 1, which is over by his Crusaders and my Aberrants, and Witch Hunter, so I gave him Witch Hunter to try to get there. Then he drew Kingslayer and secure objective 4. My king's already dead, so I'm going to make him do anything over here for secure objective 4. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Black Templars here on turn 4. All right, movement phase for the Black Templars here on turn 4. These guys stayed in combat with my guys over here. His captain moved up over this way. Scouts stayed still, so did the Whirlwind. Over here, his Reavers stayed where they were. Hellblasters and Helvricht stayed where they were. Crusaders stayed where they were. These guys, the champion moved over this way towards them, and the intercessors stayed where they were. biker stayed in combat over here with my acolytes, and his Terminators started moving over this way, and his Landspeeder shot up over this way. So that is going to be it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, so the Whirlwind is going to fire his Stormbolter into my Neophytes over there, and then he is going to use the Stratagem to allow this guy to have make him auto hits onto the Neophytes back over here. So we're going to go with the Stormbolter first. So we're going to have 4 attacks here. These are going to be hitting on 3s. All right, so it's 2 hits. Wounding on 3s. That is 2 wounds, 5 up saves. Make 1, fail 1. And then we're going to do 2 D3 hits into my other Neophyte squad over there. So it's going to be 2 D3. Getting 2, 3, 4, 5 auto hits. Strength 7, so these are going to be wounding on 2s. Getting 3 wounds, AP -1, +1 because they're in cover there, so 5 up saves. Making one of them 2 dead. And now the Landspeeder is going to fire into my Neophytes over here. He can see through a window on this side of the wall here. So we're going to do it the twin assault, the regular assault cannon first. Hitting on 4s because he moves, so no hits. And then the multi-melta, that will be a hit. Wounding on a 2. That's a dead guy. The scouts now are going to fire. The snipers are going to go into my Magus and then frag round into my Neophytes. We'll do the snipers first. That is going to be rerolling ones because of the captain there. So that's going to be 2 hits. Wounding on 3s. So that's going to be 2 wounds, or 1 wound with a mortal wound. So 1 second. All right, so we have 1 save to do, a 4 up. Nope, so that's going to be 2 wounds. These have to go off, otherwise he's dead. So we're going to, unquestioning loyalty, try to pass him off there on 4 pluses. Failed both of them, so he is dead. And now the frag round into my Neophytes over there, so D6 shots. That is going to be 6 shots. These are going to be hitting on 3s. Alrighty, so that's 3 hits. Wounding on 4s. That is no wounds. Wounding on 3s, that's 1 in there. I was thinking frag grenades. Sorry, my bad. So that's going to be a 5 up save. Nope, dead guy. Heavy bolt pistols into my Neophytes over here. 3 shots. He's going to be hitting on 3s. All right, getting 2 hits. Wounding on 3s. That is 1 wound. AP -1, 6 up save. Yeah, he's good with a fill phase. Woo! All right, so now the intercessors are going to shoot into the Kellamorph over here. So we're going to have 8 shots that are going to be coming in. These are going to be hitting on 3s. All right, pretty good. These are now going to be wounding on 3s. Alrighty, so that is going to be 4 wounds. These are going to be AP -1, +1 because he's in cover, 5 up save. He's also got a 5 up invul save. Making 2 of them. All right, the Hellblasters are going to split fire. One's going to fire into the Neophytes, one's going to fire into the Brood Brothers. So we're going to go with the, which one first? Brood Brothers first, so 2 shots hitting on 3s. Re-rolling because of Hellbrucht. So that's going to be 2 hits, wounding on 2s. Yep, 2 dead guys. Oh no, 1 dead guy. That was a 1 there. And into my Neophytes over here. 3s. That's 2 hits. 2s. That is 2 dead guys. The Crusaders in there are going to fire a Flamer into my Chimera, bolt gun into my into my Brood Brothers. So we're going to do the Brood Brother first. 2 shots, right?
Yep.
Hitting on 3s, wounding on a 3. That's a wound. Looking for 5 up save. Nope, dead guy. And now the Flamer, D6 shots, or hits, 5 hits. These are strength 4, so these are going to be looking for 5s to wound. Getting 1 wound, 3 up save. No, he's dead. Does he explode? No, he does not. Hellbrucht's going to fire both profiles of his combi Melta into my Brood Brothers over here. So we're going to go with the Bolter first, hitting on 3s because he's firing both profiles. Don't get to reroll the 2 because it would have been a hit. Wounding on a 3. No wound. And then the Melta. That is a hit. Wounding on a 2. Dead bro. All right, that's it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase, his intercessors are going to charge into my Kellamorph. Firing Overwatch here, looking for 6s. Getting 1 hit, which means I get to have another shot. No hit there, so 1 hit. Looking for a 4 to wound. That is a wound. AP -1, 4 up save. He's good. And their charge distance is in. And then the Emperor's Champion is going to charge in over here. He is in. All right, so now my Neophytes and Nexus are going to get charged by the Terminators over here. So hitting on 6s. Getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits. Would have been great if this was for something more than las guns. So now these are going to be wounding on 4s. 5s. Wounding on 5s. Getting 2 wounds. 2 up saves. Makes them both. So now, what is the charge that you need here?
7.
Needs a 7-inch charge to get in. That will definitely get him in. All right, so starting us off in the fight phase, this Emperor's Champion is going to attack into my Kellermorph over here. So he's going to have, how many attacks?
4 attacks.
4 attacks. These are going to be hitting on 2s. All right, so there's 4 hits. Strength 4, so looking for 3s to wound.
Strength will be 6.
Oh, strength 6, so 2s to wound. All right, so there's going to be 3 wounds. Does he get to reroll anything against characters?
Fail wound rolls when attacking.
Fail wound rolls against characters, so reroll that. Back into a 1, okay. So that's 3 at AP minus 3. Yeah, he's just, oh no, he's got 5 up invul save. I forgot about that. So here we go, 3 5 up invul saves. No, he did. And now this Terminator squad is going to attack into my Neophytes over here. So we got 9 attacks with the Lightning Claws. These are going to be hitting on 3s. Alrighty. These are going to be wounding on 3s. So that's going to kill 5 guys. Rerolling failed wounds. Killing still 5 guys. And then we have 5 Thunderhammer attacks hitting on 4s. Getting 2 hits. Wounding on 2s. Getting 1 wound. 1 dead guy. Alright, so now the Biker is going to attack into my Neophytes over here. So he's going to have 2 attacks hitting on 3s. That is 1 hit. Wounding on a 3. That is a wound. 5 up save. Nope, dead guy. Alright, so now my Aberrants are going to attack into his Crusader squad over here. So I've got but the Hypermorph can get in there. So these are going to be hitting on 2s because of the Primus. These are with the picks. Alright. And these are going to be wounding on strength 5, so 3s to wound. Strength 6, actually, with the thing. So, still. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 at AP minus 2. It's looking for 5 ups. Making 3 of them, so 1 dead. And now the Rending Claw attacks. 2s to hit. 3s to wound. All right, so we've got 1 at AP minus 4, so 1 guy's just going to be dead. And then we've got 4 at AP minus 1, so 4 4-ups. No, and he is dead too. And now my Acolyte Hybrids are going to attack into his Biker. 7 attacks over there because the leader's there, hitting on 3s. Alrighty. So that's going to be 5 hits. These are going to be wounding on 4 since they are Twisted Helix with strength plus 1. Okay, we got 2 at AP minus 1, so 2 4-up saves. Making them both. And Cultist Knife attacks. That is all hits. That is 1 wound, regular save. Oh, it takes a wound. All right, so now my Nexus is going to attack back into him over here. So he's going to have 3 attacks, hitting on 3s. Okie dokie. And my Neophyte leader there, hitting on 3s. Getting 1 hit, or hitting on 4s, still 1 hit. Wounding on 5. Nope, no wound. All right, so my opponent at the end of the fight phase is going to spend 3 CP to allow him to fight again with this unit back here because he really wants to kill me off of that objective. So he's going to have his hammer guy and a claw guy into my Nexus, and he's going to have everyone else into my lone Neophyte leader back there. So we're going to do the hammer into the Nexus over there. So it's 2 attacks, hitting on 4s. That's 2 hits, wounding on 2s. Getting 1 wound, but it's 3 damage, so leaves him at 1 wound left. And then the 3 attacks from the claws into him, hitting on 3s. That is going to be 2 hits, wounding on 3s. That is 2 wounds, he is dead. And then the other hammer into the Neophyte. That's not going to be any hits. And then 6 attacks from the claws. So that's going to be all but 1 hit. Hitting on 3s, right?
Yeah.
So that's 4 hits. Sorry, 4 hits. These are going to be wounding on 3s. Yeah, he's dead. Yeah, he's dead. All All right, and that is it for the Black Templars turn here on turn 4. My opponent scored secure objective 6, and then he got also got Witch Hunter. So, are you going to get rid of anything else? Or are you going to keep those other ones? He's already started on defend objective 6, and then what's the other one? Secure objective 4. Secure objective 4. So, I mean, you've got the guy on there. Are you going to get rid of that?
Yeah, we'll keep it.
No, he's going to keep it. So that will be it for the the Black Templars turn here on turn 4. So we'll come back to you with the cards drawn for the Genestealer Cult on turn 4. All right, so going over my objectives here, I still have Psychological Warfare. I then drew Kingslayer and Kill the Unbelievers. Kill the Unbelievers is score a victory point at the end of your turn for each enemy unit that was destroyed by a Genestealer Cult or Brood Brothers unit during this turn, to a maximum of 6 victory points. So my opponent said, all right, Helbrecht is almost dead, but it's still better than like a definite, like probably getting definite points here up to 6 for that one. So he gives me Kingslayer. And then we had Area Denial and Secure Objective 6. So he said, come at me, bro. I've got these Terminators that are going to be real jerks to try to get off over there. So had that. So he gave me Secure Objective 6. And then Defend Objective 1 instead of a Defend Objective 2 back on his end over there. We'll see what happens with those. So we will come back to you after movement phase now. Movement phase for the Genestealer Cult. These guys stayed in combat with the biker. My Armored Sentinel stayed still. My Rock Grinder moved up over this way. Sanctus stayed still. These guys stayed on their objective there. These guys moved up this way, as did these guys. My Brood Brothers moved over here, so they're closer to Helbrecht, and then these guys stayed still back where they were. So that is going to be it for the movement phase. We will come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, so we're going to start off with my Rock Grinder shooting everything into the Terminators over here. So 2d6 with the Clearance Incinerator. It's going to be 10 auto hits. Looking for 3s to wound. So that is going to be 9 wounds. All right, 9 2-up saves, failing 2 of them. And then Heavy Stubber, getting 2 hits, getting 1 wound, 2-up save. Ooh, that was close. These guys are going to shoot their auto pistols. So it's going to be 1 hit, no wound. All right, my Sanctus is going to shoot into Helbrecht over there. 1 shot hitting on a 2. That's a hit, wounding on a 4. That is a wound with a fill face. 1 second. It does do a mortal wound with that 6, so he is dead, and that is Slay the Warlord. Last cannon from my Armored Sentinel into the Terminators over here. 1 shot on a 4. Doesn't matter. All right, Needle Pistol from my Primus here into his Scouts. That is a hit. That is a wound. Regular save. Oh, dead guy. And then 2 auto pistols. Getting 2 hits. Getting no wounds. These Neophytes are going to shoot into the Reavers. We're going to go with the Mining Laser first. That is not a hit. Grenade. Crack grenade. Also not a hit. We'll come back to you with the autoguns. 8 shots with the autoguns. That is 5 hits. These are going to be wounding on 5s. Getting 1 wound. 3-up save. Good. And my Brood Brother is going to put the 2 Flamers into the Hellblasters. So that's going to be 9 auto hits. These are going to be wounding on 4s. That is 5 wounds, 3-up saves. Failing 2 of them. All right, 9 lasgun shots into the Reavers over here. All right, wounding on 5s. Getting 1 wound, 3-up. Good. All right, that's it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase, my Aberrants are going to charge into his captain over here. Overwatch. Rerolling 1s because of himself. No hits there. Their charge distance is totally in. And now my Abominate's going to charge into both the Whirlwind and into the captain over here. So the Whirlwind shots. We've got the Stormbolter first. All right, rerolling 1s because of the captain over there. That's a hit. Wounding on a 5. Nope, no wound. And then we've got 2 D3 shots. So it's going to be 3, 4, 5 shots. These are going to be hitting on 6s. Rerolling the 1. No hits there. So I'm 8-inch charge will get me in. I'm +2 to the charge over here, so 6-inch charge will get me in. And he's in. And now my Rock Grinder is going to charge into his Terminators over here. No shooting there, and he is in. All right, so now my Rock Grinder is going to start us off in the fight phase. He's going to charge. He's going to go in here. So since he charged, he gets an additional D3 attacks. So plus an additional 2 attacks. So this is going to be 8 attacks, hitting on 4s. Getting 3 hits. These are going to be strength 9, because it's strength +3. So wounding on 2s. That is going to be 3 wounds. 1 second. All right, so we're going to take it on the Storm Shield first. AP -2, so 3 up Storm Shield save. First guy, he's good. He's going to be dead because he only got the 1 wound left. And then you want to do it on the next Storm Shield guy or onto a regular guy?
Next Storm Shield guy.
Next Storm Shield guy, so 3 up. He's good. All right, so now the Abominate's going to attack into his Whirlwind. 3 attacks hitting on 4s because he's just out of range of the 9 inches from the Primus, since he had the extra Warlord trait, gave him +3 inches to his aura. It's going to be 2 hits. These are going to be wounding on 2s because it's strength 7 with the Twisted Helix ×2 because of the sledgehammer. So 2s to wound. That is going to be 2 wounds at AP -3 or 4. 1 second. All right, 6 up saves. Does make 1, so D6 damage. 5 damage. And now these guys are going to attack back, so we're going to go with the 5 without the non-hypermorph. So it's going to be 10 attacks from them with the picks, hitting on 2s because of the Primus. All right. 2 misses, but those 3 6s count as 2 hits because of the Abominate. These are now going to be wounding on toughness 5. So they are going to be strength 5, becomes strength 6 because of Twisted Helix. So looking for 3s to wound is what I was trying to get at. So that is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wounds at AP -2. 7 wounds at AP -2. So looking for 4 up invul save because he's got his Iron Halo. So failing 4 of them, that is going to be D3 wounds. He takes 3, 6, 7, 8, 9 wounds, and he is dead. And then 7 attacks from my Acolytes into his bike over there, hitting on 3s. All right, so that's going to be 5 hits. Wounding on 4s because of Twisted Helix. Okay, getting 1 at AP -1, 4 up save. No, he's dead. All right, so now the Terminators are going to attack back at me. We'll do the Thunderhammer first, so 3 attacks with those, hitting on 4s. Getting 3 hits, pretty good. Wounding on 3s. That is going to be 1 wound. AP -3 is going to go straight through, so it's 3 damage, so I ignore them on 6s. Nope, don't ignore any of them. And now 6 attacks from the claws here. Alrighty, so that's going to be hitting on 3s. These are now going to be wounding on strength 4, so looking for 5s to wound. Re-rolling because of them being claws. So that's going to be 2 at AP -3 are just going to go straight through. So ignoring wounds, and I ignore 1 of them. And now his Whirlwind's going to attack back into my Abominant. By the way, he healed at the beginning of this turn. That's why he doesn't have any wounds on him right now. So these are going to be 3 attacks, hitting on 6s. Getting 1 hit. Wounding on a 3. That's a wound. That is not a save, but then I get to ignore it. And I don't. All right, so on my turn, at the end of my turn here, we have no morale tests that have to be taken, but we do have scores. So I got Kingslayer by killing Helbrecht there. So that's going to be D3 victory points, 2 victory points for that. And then I started Defend Objective 1, and I'm going to keep Secure Objective 6 and get rid of Psychological Warfare. So we will come back to you with the cards drawn for the Black Templars here on turn 5. My opponent also scored Defend Objective 6 by holding on there because he has more models within 3 inches of the objective back over here. All right, so my opponent still had Secure Objective 4. He then drew Secure Objective 2 and Emperor's Retribution, which he gets D3 victory points if he controls an objective marker that was controlled by my opponent at the start of turn, and D3 plus 3 if he does it to 3 or more, so I gave him Secure Objective 2. He then drew No Prisoners and Hold the Line, so I said hold the line, try to get me out of your deployment zone back there. And then he drew Area Denial and Defend Objective 4, so I gave him Defend Objective 4, so come for 4 over here. So that's going to be it for the objectives. We'll come back to you after movement phase. Movement phase for the Black Templars here on turn 5. His Whirlwind stayed in combat back there with my Abominant. His Scout Squad moved down here to try to jump onto the objective. These guys moved up over this way. He stood still. These guys moved up over this way. These guys moved around over this way. He moved up over here. And these guys back here stayed in combat. So that's going to be it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the shooting phase. Starting off, this Crusader squad is going to fire into my Brood Brothers squad. So we're going to go with the Flamer first. Getting 6 hits. Brutal. Wounding on 3s. Getting 1, 2, 3, 4 wounds. 5 up serves. Making 2 of them, not bad. And now the Bolter firing in 2 shots. Getting 2 hits. Wounding on 3s. Getting 2 wounds. Making 2 serves. Woo! So now the Reavers are going to throw a shock grenade and shoot 2 heavy bolt pistols. So we're going to do grenade first. Grenade D3. So it's going to get 2 shots here, hitting on 3s. And getting 1, which is all he needed because now they are shocked. And then the 2 heavy bolt pistols. That is 1 hit. That is 1 wound. Looking for a 6 up serve. Show me that full face. Nope. Hellblaster is going to shoot into my Aberrants over here. So he's going to have 2 shots, hitting on 3s, getting no hits. Now the Speeder is going to fire everything into my Acolyte squad down here. So we're going to do the Assault Cannon first, hitting on 3s. Oh, 4s because he moved. So that's going to be 3 hits over there. These are going to be wounding on 2s. So that's going to be 3 wounds. AP -1, +1 because they're in cover. 5 ups. Making 1, they're dead. All right, the Intercessor is going to fire 3 into my Aberrants and 1 into my Acolytes over here. So we're going to do the 3 into the Aberrants first, hitting on 3s. Getting 2 hits. These are going to be looking for 4s to wound. Getting 1 wound, AP -1, so 6 up serve. No, ignoring it on a 5 up. No. And then the 1 Intercessor into my Acolytes. That is a hit. That is a wound. That is not a save. All right, the Scout Squad is going to fire 3 sniper rounds into my Primus and 1 crack missile into my Aberrants. So we're going to go with the snipers first. So 3 shots, hitting on 4s because they moved. Getting all hits, looking for 3s to wound. I'm getting 2 6s, which is mortal wounds, plus 2 regular saves here. Making both of the saves. And then 6 up, feeling no pain from the Acolyte Icon Ward. Making 1 of those, takes 1 wound. And then the crack missile into the Aberrants over here. That's a hit. That is a wound. AP -3. I think that's just going to go straight through, so D6 damage. 2 damage becomes 1 damage. Bestial Vigor. Nope. So he takes a wound. All right, so that is it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase, the Reavers are going to charge in my Brood Brothers because of the shock grenade. I don't get to Overwatch, so their charge distance is in. And the Crusaders are going to charge in over here. And they're in too. The Scouts now are going to charge into all 3 of my guys over here, so we'll do with the Primus first. Not a hit. And then the 2 shots with the auto pistols are not hits either. So their charge distance is in. Start off the fight phase. The Reavers are going to start us off here. These are going to be hitting on 3s. All right, come back to you. 3 hits, wounding on 3s. No wounds. All right, I'm going to spend 2 CP to interrupt with my Primus. I've got 1 CP left. I've got a couple back with the Nexus I think I forgot to show, but I got them back. So I've got the 1 CP left after this 2 to interrupt with the Primus. He's going to have 4 attacks. He's got the Sword of the Void's Eye, so he's going to have 4 attacks hitting on 2s. Reroll, but no need to. These are going to be strength +2, so it's wounding on 3s. Rerolling failed wounds as well. So that is going to be 3 wounds at AP -3. So those are just going to go straight through D3 damage, but it doesn't make a difference. So that's just going to kill 3 guys. Now the Crusaders are going to attack in. So we're going to go with, which one first? The guy with the power sword there?
Yep.
So it's going to be 2 attacks, hitting on 3s. That is 1 hit, wounding on a 3. That is a wound, dead guy. And the Crusader is going to attack in. That's not a hit. And the Sergeant over here is going to attack into the Primus. 2 attacks, hitting on 3s. That is going to be 2 hits. These are going to be wounding on 3s. That is 2 wounds. 2 5-ups. Making 1, failing 1. 6 up, feel no pain. No, takes 1 wound. All right, so now my Brood Brothers are going to attack back. We're going to go with the leader there, plus the other guy are going to go into the Crusaders. 1 guy has to go into the Reavers. So we're going to go with the 4 attacks into the Crusaders, hitting on 4s. Getting 2 hits, wounding on 5s. Getting 1 wound, 3-up save. No, fails it. And then 1 attack into the Reavers. No hit. And then his Terminators are going to attack back into my guy over here. 3 attacks with the Thunderhammers, hitting on 4s. Getting 2 hits, wounding on 3s. Getting 1 wound, so that's going to be 3 damage. Ignoring on 6s. No, not ignoring anything, so I am dead. I'm going to, I think I'm going to see something. All right, so now I'm going to spend 1 CP to have this auto-explode, doing D3 mortal wounds. Doing 1 mortal wound. So now my Acolyte Hybrid is going to attack, or Acolyte Icon War is going to attack in there. 4 attacks with the Rending Claws, hitting on 2s because of the Primus there. So that is all hits, wounding on 4s. 3 6s, which are AP -4. He is dead. Now the Whirlwind's going to attack into my my Abominant over here. So he's going to have 3 attacks, hitting on 6s. No hits there. And then I'm going to have 3 attacks hitting on 4s. Not getting anything. All right, so that is it for the Black Templars turn here on turn 5. I do have to take a leadership over here. I lost 4 guys. 4 plus 1 is good to go. So that is the end of the turn. Do you have any objectives that you scored? No, not 4. Nope. Nope, does not score any of them. Do you want to get rid of any? Maybe hold the line. It's going to get rid of hold the line. And I actually finished scoring hold objective 1, or secure objective, or no, hold objective, defend objective 1, because I've got 3 objective secure models. He's only got the 1 objective secure model, so that is a victory for those Brood Brothers. Well done. So we will come back to you with the cards drawn on turn 5 for the Genestealer Cult. All right, my objectives, I still have secure objective 6. Then I drew behind enemy lines and martyr to the cause, score a victory point if any models from your army other than characters were slain this turn as a result of using the unquestioning loyalty ability. So that my opponent chose martyr to the cause. Then Spring the Trap, which is come out of Deep Strike like we talked about, or get set up out of Cult Ambush, and then Advance. So he felt like, since I have nothing in reserves, that was probably a harder thing for me to get, so he gave me that. And then Lay Low the Oppressors, score a victory point if any enemy character models were destroyed by a Genestealer Cult or Brood Brothers unit from your army during this turn, as opposed to overwhelming firepower. So that is going to be it for the cards. We'll come back to you with the movement. Movement phase. My Sentinel stood still. These guys advanced over this way. My Sanctus stood still. Over here, everybody's moving up this way. My Abominant had to fall back out of combat because I needed to give them the +1 to this charge. These guys fell out of combat over here, and these guys stood still. And that is it for the movement phase on turn 5 for the Genestealer Cult. We'll come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, so shooting phase, we're going to start with my Primus shooting into his company champion over there, hitting on a 3. That's a hit, wounding on a 2. That is a wound. Regular save, 3 up. Oh, he's good. 2 auto guns into him, getting 1 hit. That is not a wound. These guys are going to fire into the Reavers. We're going to go with the mining laser first. No, actually, we're going to go with with the crack grenade first, or crack grenade first. That is not a hit. And then the mining laser is a hit. That is not a wound. And 8 las gun shots. All right, pretty good. Wounding on 5s. Getting 1 wound, 3 up save. No dead guy. Sanctus is going to shoot. There's a whole window over here. He's going to shoot into the intercessor over here. So hitting on a 2. That's a hit. Wounding on a 4. No wound. Last cannon shot into the Terminators over here. That's a hit. That is not a wound. All right, so here we go on to the charge phase. My aberrants are going to charge into his dude bro over here, into his company champion. So that's going to be looking for a 7-inch charge, but he's got his Overwatch. That is not a hit. They need a 7 on this charge roll. They're 9 inches away. They get +1 because of the Abominant, +1 because of the Clamavis. Here we go. And they make it! Alrighty, so that's it for charges into the assault. I'm going to have my my hypermorph attack first. So he's going to have 6 attacks total here, but the improvised heavy weapon there, or heavy improvised weapon. So it's going to be 6 attacks hitting on 2s. That is all hits. Nope, no, there was one. I think there was 1 in there. So that's going to be 5 hits. Looking for 2s to wound. That is 5 wounds at AP -1. We got 5 3-ups. And he fails 2 of them, so he is dead. All right, so then I consolidated into his intercessors here. They will now get to attack back at me. They've got 9 attacks between them, hitting on 3s. Alrighty. Nothing in the middle there. And these are going to be wounding on 4s. Getting 2 wounds, 5 up saves. Make 1, fail 1. Disgustingly, or not disgustingly resilient, but basically that. No, 1 takes a wound. All right, so at the end of the turn, I did get lay low the oppressors by killing his company champion, or the Emperor's champion there. So that gave me 1 victory point for that. And I'm going to get rid of Spring the Trap. But at the end of this turn, we have to roll to see if we are going on to a turn 6. So on a 3+ we do. On a 6 we do. So we'll come back to you with the cards drawn for the Black Templars here on turn 6. All right, so my opponent still had secure objective 4, defend objective 4, secure objective 2, and then he rolled, pulled him, got mission critical objective, rolled a 2, and then he also got secure objective 3, but I made him go for number 2 since I think that's going to be harder for him to get. So we will come back to you after the movement phase for the Black Templars here on turn 6. All right, movement phase for the Black Templars. He advanced over to here to get onto the objective, and he's just in the objective. He moved around the corner over here to jump on this objective. They fell back out of combat with my aberrants, and everyone over here all stayed still where they were. So that is going to be it for the movement phase for Black Templars. We'll come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, so now his whirlwind here is going to fire everything into my Acolyte Icon Ward. So we're going to go with the Storm Bolter first, hitting on 3s. That is 3 hits. Wounding on 3s. That is 3 wounds. 3 4-up saves because he's in cover over there. Making 2 of them. And then a 6-up feel no pain because of himself. With the filfers. Woo! And then the missiles, 2d3 shots. That's going to be 3 4 5 shots. These are going to be hitting on 4s because he moved and they're heavy. That is going to be 1 hit. Strength 7, so 2s to wound. No wound. All right, Hellblaster is going to fire into my neophytes over here. 2 shots. That's 2 hits. That is 1 dead guy. Reavers are going to fire into my Brood Bros. That is 2 hits. That is 2 wounds, AP -1, so 6 ups. Nope, 2 dead. And then Bolter from the Crusader into my Brood Bro. That is 1 hit. That is no wound. All right, that's it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase. His Whirlwind is going to charge into my Acolyte Icon Ward. Rolling Overwatch is not a hit, so his charge distance is in. And then the Reavers are going to charge into my Brood Brother over here. He's got a Flamer. Getting 6 hits. These are going to be looking for 4s to wound. Getting 5 wounds. 3 up saves. Failing one of them, takes a wound. Charge distance is totally in. All right, so at the end of the charge phase, I heroically intervene with my Abominant and my Clamavis. So now we're going to have his Whirlwind, though, is going to attack into my Acolyte Icon Ward. So he's got 3 attacks hitting on 6s. Getting 1 hit, wounding on the 3. Oh no, 2, strength 6, right? So that's a wound. 5 up save, no. 6 up, feel no pain. Nope, he takes a wound. And now the Reavers are gonna wail into my my Brood Bro over here. Hitting on 3s. All right, so it's 2 misses. Wounding on 3s. Getting 3 wounds. He did. So now my Abominant's going to attack back. He's got 3 attacks, hitting on 3s because of the Primus being within 9 inches. So that is 3 hits plus 1 because of that 6 there. So these are going to be wounding on 2s because he's Twisted Helix. That is 1, 2, 3, 4 wounds. AP minus 3, so 4 6-ups. Getting 1, so 3d6 damage. So yeah, he way dead. Does he explode? Let's see. 6s. Oh, he does! All right, so D3 wounds to the Abominant. Doing 2. So 5 up, ignoring it. Bestial Vigor. He gets 1, rerolling 1s because of the Acolyte Icon Ward. So he gets to ignore both. Into the Acolyte Icon Ward. He takes 3. Ignoring on 6s because of himself. Nope, he did. Into the Clamavis over here. Doing 3. So he's just going to take 3 damage. And then into the Primus. Come on, buddy. Ooh, 2. All right, so that's the end of turn 6 for the Black Templars. He does secure objective 4 and is started on defend objective 4. But that is going to be it for what he gets. He's going to get rid of one of the secure objective 2s that he has. So we'll come back to you with the cards drawn for the Genestealer Cult here on turn 6. All right, the objectives. I still had secure objective 6, Martyrs to the Cause. Then I also had secure objective, drew secure objective 2 and advance together. My opponent said take advance so that I have to get out of my own deployment zone for me to get that point, as opposed to try to secure objective 2, which I'm basically on now anyway. So he said get out of there, because if I'm getting out of there, I can't secure objective 6, which is very true and smart and a jerky move to make. And then I drew no prisoners and overwhelming firepower. So as opposed to just kill anything ever, he said do it during the shooting phase. So that's what I'll have to do. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Genestealer Cult here on turn 6. All right, movement phase for the Genestealer Cult here on turn 6. My Acolytes moved over here towards his speeder. He stayed still. Sanctus stood still. My Aberrants are moving up towards his Intercessors. These 2 characters moved up over this way. My Abominant is moving over this way. And those guys, one of the guys with the las gun shuffled, so he's within rapid fire range. So that is going to be it for the movement phase. We'll come back to the shooting phase. All right, so starting off the shooting phase, my demo charge is going to get thrown, and then a pistol is going to shot into him. So we'll go to the demo charges first. So it's grenade D6. Getting 2 shots. Hitting on 4s. Getting 1 hit. Strength 8, so wounding on a 3. That is weird. Weirding everybody out there. That is a wound. AP minus 3, so a 6-up save. Come on, no. D3 damage. 1 damage. Then the auto pistol is not going to hit. My Sanctus is going to shoot into his 1 Crusader back over there, hitting on a 2. That is a hit. Wounding on a 4. With a 6 mortal wound, he is dead. My Sentinel is going to fire into his speeder over here, hitting on a 4. Nope, not going to hit. All right, my Primus is going to shoot into his Hellblaster over here. That is a hit. That is not a wound. Into the Hellblaster. That is not a hit. Now these guys are going to shoot into his Hellblaster, so we're going to go with the Mining Laser first. That is not a hit. Grenade Launcher is also not a hit. Then we're going to go with the 6 shots from the las guns. Getting a bunch of hits. Why couldn't I have done this with things that mattered? Here we go. Wounding on 5s. All right, no wounds. All right, so now my aberrants are going to charge into his intercessors over here. So they're going to fire 8 shots with their bolt rifles here. These are going to be hitting on 6s. Getting two hits there. Pardon me. These are going to be wounding on 4s. Getting 2 wounds, AP -1. So 6 up save. Not making either of those. So then we're looking for 5 up. Ignoring wounds? No. And not within my banner guys did. And their charge distance is in. All right, so now my acolytes here are going to charge into his speeder. So overwatching. We've got 6 shots from the assault cannon on 6s. Getting 1 hit there. Wounding on a 2. That is a wound. But a save with a fill first! And here comes the multi-melta. That does hit. No amount of saves is going to save him then. All right, so now my leader is going to charge on in. Oh, he's in. All right, so that's all the charges. So we're going to go over here with my leader first. 3 attacks with his rending claw, hitting on 3s. That is 1 hit. Wounding on a 5, strength 5, toughness 6. That is not a wound. And then the cultist knife is a hit. Not a wound. And then the hypermorph is going to start us off over here. 6 attacks on 2s. Alrighty. Not within range of the abominant, so that's going to be 5 hits. These are going to be wounding on 2s. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wounds at AP -1, so 5 4-ups. Failing 3 of them, so that's 3 dead guys. And then the other aberrants are going to attack in there on 2s, on wounding on 3s. That is going to be 1 wound at AP -2. No, D3 damage. He did. And now his speeder is going to attack back into me. 2 attacks, hitting on 4s. That is 1 hit. It's going to be, hitting on 3s. Sorry, wounding on strength 4.
Strength 4.
So 3s to wound. Getting 1 wound. Nope, he did. All right, so the objectives I scored overwhelming firepower, and I'm going to get rid of secure objective 6. I just don't think I can do it now that my acolytes are dead back here. So that is the end of turn 6. And my opponent scored defend objective 4 because that was the second turn that he had that. So let's roll to see if we go on to a turn 7. 4 up. No, it is game over. So we'll come back to you with the score. All right, so we counted up the scores. My opponent had 9 points from his cards, plus he had First Strike, plus he had Slay the Warlord, plus he has Linebreaker, leaving him with 12 victory points for the game. I did not have First Strike. I did have Slay the Warlord, and I do have Linebreaker, and I managed to get 11 victory points on my cards, leaving me with 13 points, a 13-12 victory for the Genestealer Cult. Whoo, man, that was such a tight game. This speeder is going to give me like nightmares. I'm going to have nightmares about this speeder not dying to whatever I threw at it. The fact that he should have been dead turn 1. But I charged into him with a fully functioning rock grinder and managed to do a whole lot of butt kiss over there. So killer. This was a ton of fun. I had a blast during this game. So an awesome time to get the cult back out there and see what they do when you're dealing with Maelstrom, which is pretty good. I mean, they've got a lot of board control. There are so many bodies that like you're just all over the board being able to. There's very few times that you're left with like completely impossible objectives to try to get, which is great, which is what you're looking for when you've got this kind of army. So a ton of fun, but they are super squishy. As you saw, they went down to a stiff wind. So So, I hope you guys have all enjoyed it. I certainly have. I've been Phil, the Glacial Geek. As always, my opponent's been Nick, and until next time, have fun.